Okay, chat. Welcome to the Elden Ring Convergence DLC mod. So you're like, what the heck is Convergence? I don't know, but we're going to dig into it. There's 27 unique starting classes with custom progression. So basically, when we pick a new build, we start in a new area. A lot of this, everything's unlocked. Hundreds of new spells and weapons. Revamped worlds and dungeons. Like layouts, enemies, new bosses, new encounters. I think we just dig in. I think we just dig in and we'll roll as we go. This is not an ad. Dreadnought. So there's holy servant of Rot, blood initiate, frenzied zealot, godskin celebrant, dragon Melania cultist, bestial devout, fundamentalist, flame. Look at all these, man. And every one of these, you start in a new area. The areas behind it. Yeah, I think we just sink our teeth in this mod. Starcaller, aka someone on Big Brother. Rogue, Sellsword. Dreadnought is probably what we are most likely to play. Retainer. Well, let's play something different. Chat, what looks kind of different? Aberrant heretic. Nox looks pretty good. Fundamentalist. Godskin celebrant. And there's just so many good options. Mystic, perfumer, prisoner. Stormcaller looks interesting. Those look kind of interesting. Let's go something we normally wouldn't do. It looks kind of cool. Old Spice merchant. Hit the F key. What's the F key? Oh, we don't care about that. Just joking. People want to see you start with the Raging Wolf helm. All right, here. How about we get it down to these three? H for heretic, F for frost, N for necromancer. We'll go one of these three because these are very, very different than what we would play. F, N, or H. You guys call the vote. Let's call the vote here. Someone type an F in chat for me. Necromancer won with 48%. All right, so we're going to try out the Necromancer. Name. It's a tough one, man. Surso Bleak. I like that. Who nailed that? Glamurio. Surso Bleak. Okay. Keepsake. Start. We like those. Okay. Let's let it send. All right. So apparently we're going to start in a new starting area. I'm excited. So this, just want to be very clear. This is just, we're just taking a little look-see. We're not sinking our teeth into it. We're just sampling at Costco. Oh man, can we watch this, chat? We know what all this means now. The loathsome dung eater. Cinema. We know what all this means. Remember when you first watched this, you're like, what does this mean? Now you know what it means.
The great Elden Ring.
But the Elden Ring wasn't a ring. It was the crown that Michaela got.
In our home, across the fog, the lands between.
And this is just flat cinema.
Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found.
Because Radahn stole her.
And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden
Mog hired the knights.
to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, the demigod,
Ronnie.
claimed the shards of the Elden Ring.
Margot. Mogwin.
Taint of their newfound strength. Triggered.
I forget that. Rykard. I love how they spoil the whole game in front of you and you don't even know it.
A war.
Radahn's battlefield.
O Lord arose.
Melania.
A war leading to abandonment by
The greater will.
Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live.
That's us.
The call of long lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the
A little sleight of hand here.
the ever brilliant gold mask.
That's sleight of hand.
Fear,
Sleight of hand.
deathbed companion. The loathsome dung eater.
Sleight of hand.
And Sir Gideon Ofnir.
You thought these were the ones you were gonna fight.
All-knowing.
Look at all those ears, man. You, like, they make you think you're gonna fight all those people and you don't fight any of them. And Jacob Fatu. Is he streaming on Twitch?
And one other whom grace would again bless.
Shinnem.
A tarnished of no renown.
Shinnem.
Cross the fog to the lands between.
Where do we start?
To stand before the Elden Ring.
Shinnem.
And become the Elden Lord.
Ooh, Ring of Mikula to start. Ooh, what do we got here? Necromancer hood, robe, and gloves. That's new. We've never seen blue. What do we got here? Blighted branch and spirit sword.
Crawling back to Miyazaki like Dan crawls back to any reality show that needs a has-been for fodder plus 2 chut disco.
Okay. All right, so here's our starting point. One of the things the Convergence mod does, you're supposed to start in all brand new areas as we walk through the fold.
Don't forget to use your Prime and subscribe to DANGHEESLING today.
BJ Wood, thank you for the 49 months of using your Prime on the channel. I appreciate it. Weeping Peninsula. That's not a starting point. So how do we attack? Sorceries and incantation. How do we swing? All right. Path of the Necromancer. That's new. Let's take a look at it. Thank you. Path. The Necromancer uses faith and intelligence. Notable weapons. This is all brand new. And tells you where they are. Sacrificial axe. Okay, so that's cool. So they don't hide the new weapons. Something's wrong with the The controls, though. Hold on. How do we get the dot to show up? You know, the dot's not showing up. Can we change this to a PlayStation? These guys are friendly, that's why you can't target them? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. What's in the second to last menu tab? Don't know what the second to last menu tab? All right. So where are we? Can we just go wherever we want? How do we, I wonder how we teleport. If one of them, let me do this because a lot of people are going to come in and we're going to say, playing new DLC mod Convergence. Complete overhaul. There we go. All right. Why reset the tutorials? All right, so we're in a new, so you started in a new area. My question was, how come no mods like just build and it, like instead of you reusing like all the land, how come someone doesn't make like their own island? You know what I mean? I think that would be really cool.
Final four.
Markstrom, thank you for the 80 months, man. Hope all is well. Or like, can't they like reuse it from other Souls games? Like put like a Bloodborne place in here. This one has unique areas in it. Got it. What's a unique area we could check out? There's another mod and it took assets and cost money and got a lot of trouble. Like they charged people for it. I got Michigan State winning the whole thing. All right, so if you're familiar with this mod, where's the new area? Let's go to a new area. The castle at the south end of the Weeping Peninsula. Down here? When you say reworked, does that mean like built from the ground up or? All right, let's go check it out. That's what we're here for. We're here to see what this thing's all about. What's that? Is that a new enemy? What is that? What is that? He's got a tree coming out of him. Forget how to get off these bikes.
Thank you, Dan and chat, for the 3 spaceway. Full of pogs, dang pog. Can't wait for it to get.
That's a new guy.
Pog, dang hug, dang 596 best community on Twitch.
That's a new dude. He's a tree lad. That's new tech. And he's got a move set, unique move set. That's a new enemy, right? That's not a new enemy. When did we ever see a guy with a tree coming out of him? Are you serious? We've never seen a dude with a tree coming out of him. No way. I'm not buying it. No, I'm not buying it, chat. We've never. I feel like I've never seen that guy before. Chat, you're not trolling? It's not a bit, I promise you. Like, I've seen the guys, but not with the tree coming out of them. You only saw bosses mostly? How do we cross there? Downfall, and thank you for the T-Space 3 for 17 months, you piece. Kokomo, thanks for the 3 years. Appreciate the support. No, we're not death counter. We're just exploring. We're just gonna do a quick explore of the game. All right, chat. If you see a new guy, will you tell me? Excuse me. All right, we're gonna check out the new castle, man. Man, Elden Ring is a huge game, huh? Dark Souls, chat, how many Dark Souls fit in an Elden Ring map? $15, all of them. Let's save. Dark Souls by square footage is small. How do people play with casters, man? Gotta maintain distance. Chat, what can we teleport in this? Can we just teleport there? You can fit almost 20 Dark Souls 1. Okay, you think the Necromancer's supposed to use the ball? Oh. Oh, Tibia's summons. Okay. All right, we'll give it a shot. Why does the HUD keep disappearing? Are they trying to do that for cinema? All right. So now we'll try. So you gotta, I'd imagine, man, you could play Elden Ring for the rest of your life. Because like, I don't even know how to use a caster. Like, literally zero clue. Like, how do you have to learn an entirely new way to play and buttons. Uh-oh. Can you die doing that? No. All right, we're trying to check out this new area here. Let's give it a shot. It's pretty far down, huh? Trina's Lily. We know Trina is also Mikola, kind of, right? Is that confirmed? You gotta cross that bridge. This little bridge. Okay, perfect. Let's look for a Bonnie. Chad, how much time... Whoa. How much time do you think this mod took to make? Two years? Gonna make a mod where there's only one site of grace the whole game. All right, so let's go to the new area here. Chat, you wanna know the problem is? When we get there, it's all gonna feel new. It's gonna look like you've never done it before. There's the castle. Herba. We'd like to find one more. We're just, this is not a play. We just want to see what this mod's all about. It's not a full playthrough or anything. All right, so this is all new. How do we get off the horse? There we go. I've never played Kingsfield, no. Wait, that wasn't there before. Castle Morn? How do I do summons, chat? Chat, what button summons? Need the bell? Do we have a bell? All right. How come the bell's not colored? Oh, there we go. People play like that? Yo, we're a necromancer. Is that a new dude? That spell's not very good. Blighted armament. Does that give us like armor? All right, we're learning. Tibia summons. Give me some tibia summons. Go get him, boys. Oh, man. What are you going to do, brother, when the necromancer runs wild? Get him. Is all you do just keep them from far away? How do you lose if you just cast spells? You don't use your mana gem? Man, what? Man, there's got to be 8. Are there infinite ways to play this game? This is not a very good summons, is it? we still found a way to whiff, man. Wait, first you throw the gas at him, then you hit him with one of those. He can't see him. All right, I get it now. Rolling coal. Man, there's a lot of spells, huh? Get them. See ya, buddy. So they built all this? I just don't know how to play as a caster, man. Hand painted? Chat, when you play an Elden Ring game, do you have like one main playstyle, or a Souls game? Do you have like one main playstyle? Prop bet before when he's gonna play Unga Bunga. I mean, I was actually thinking about switching characters, but not Unga Bunga, like Dexta Bunga. So this is all new. Let's get to a boss. Like, I feel like we'd have to do some serious learning to play a caster. You like spells and a sword? Can one of the Martys lead me to? Oh, are we tired? Lead me to a new boss. Yeah, this is all new, man. Right? Look at that Fisherman's Wharf. Did they put fishing in the game? You're insanely close. Turn left, follow the ramp. You know what's insanely close? Man, you can do whatever you want, man. But no Vig finds a way, man. No Vig finds a way. We make something? What is this? Memory of Grace? You can kill that red beetle for more Estus. Yeah, do you see there where that red beetle is?
John in Tennessee, go ahead. What you want to say?
All right, to give this mod a fair shot, we have to give it a fair shot. We want to be like a Dexy, a Dexy Andy. No, we What do you think is the Dexy Andy? Dreadnought? Okay, all right, so we're looking for someone with some high dex. Servant of Rot is kind of dexy. Sellsword. Where do you see it? Sellsword? Sellsword? So we got Sellsword, Rogue, or what was the other one you wanted? We should go Rogue then. Oh, it tells you what they start with. They tell you starting items too, man. What does a Rogue start with? Probably Rogue, huh? All right, it's Rogue me. That's cool. Who should this be, Shot? Okay. All right. So this is we're gonna try the Rogue character because we like to try. We're gonna sample a bunch of characters. We're gonna sample a little cast. We're gonna sample a little. See what this game's got to offer. Sir, so discreet. We'll watch it one more time.
The fallen leaves tell a story.
Just joking. All right, so we're gonna start as the Rogue class here, which is a little bit probably easier to digest for a non-caster like myself. Well, let's see where. So we know where the Necromancer starts. Let's see where the. Wait, you can parry in this game? Let's see where the Rogue starts. Chat, if you had to guess where the Rogue starts, I'm gonna say Fisherman's Wharf. Fisherman's Wharf, Rogue Town. Where did the rogue starts? Laterno of the Lakes, man. All right, real quick. Let's out of here. Let's see what weapons the rogue has available.
Happy 50. No, I don't know what you were doing 50 months ago.
Valadori, how'd you know I was going to ask? Weapons for rogue. Foil of the Kadak. Flowing curved sword. Carwin's Epi. Black bow and Emir's great talons. All right, very cool. All right, so. Well, we're on an island. Because we're an island. Are there any new bosses areas near here? What is a Kadak? Can we please look at the path note? Sure. Path of the Rogue. So Path of the Rogue shows you the different armor you can get. I got it. There we go. We'd love to like teleport there. Any of these areas look new? Go to the finger reader. Teleport back to the OG start. I don't think we can. They said in this game you can teleport everywhere. I don't know how to do that. You can teleport from any minor Erd tree. Where's are minor Erd trees easy to find? Oh, they're big and they glow. Okay, someone said go west. Let's do it. Remember the bosses that drop physic tiers? They drop teleporters now. Okay, very cool. So like mini bosses. They're incredibly easy to find. Then front seat me if they're easy. I'm hoping that you can guide me that way. Why not us? Why not now? Just looking for a big golden tree. Gotcha. Oh.
Your Majesty.
There we go. I don't remember. I thought there was only one of those in the game. Take one of those, call me in the morning.
Just when I thought Elden Ring was out, it pulled us back in. Thanks for the great content as always.
Ryan.
You're a Monitor 1 Andy today.
Yo, Ryan, thanks for the 19 months. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the kind words. You versus the you? Wait, how do you parry in this? You have to time it? What button? L2? Okay, L2. Yeah, this is more our play style. That's our play style adjacent plus. That's a new dude, man. You cannot tell me that's not a carrion god newdude.org.net. We got any other weapons? We got shooters? How do we use this thing? How do we use a bow, man? How do I use a bow? How do you shoot it? L2 then R2. I don't got any. I got arrows. I mean, look, let's just be who we are, man. That's 100% a new dude, man. Why do we have mana? Oh, you piece. Dude, these guys, the Dex guys are fast, man. Why not us? Why not now? You want to show them? Yeah. Hold them up. You see on the screen. What? In your toes? So pretty. Oh yeah, this is a mod. Exclamation point convergence. All right, let's get the win here, chat. Eternal of the Lakes. So I would go all in on this prop bet for sure. This is a new dude, right, chat? No? Feels like a new dude. Yes and no. Man, this game is fun. When you play as like a different kind of melee guy, like you got a lot of possibilities with a Dex player. Dude, we're out of stuff, man.
Dude.
Read it out of our gourd. Suboptimal, thanks for the 24 months. I appreciate it. I've beaten the game as a Dex character. The whole game? Melania too? Two-handing is bad for Dex builds? Okay. Are you sure? We beat Melania with Dex. I don't remember that. Easiest 23,000 of your life? You've beaten Elden Ring 3 times? I don't believe that. I don't say I don't believe it, I don't remember it. How do you not remember? I just don't remember it. I don't remember it. How do I remember fighting Melania once. That's it. Is there anything we can put on this? How come the short bow doesn't work? How do we got to learn how to shoot arrows, man. How do we load the arrows? No, Ninja Gaiden's after this. How do we load arrows? Oh, R1. R1 shoots. Out here playing like Hob, man. How do you lose? Literally, how do you lose? Run out of arrows? Just don't run out of arrows. I can see how this, like, if you're a limited time Andy, you probably play as an archer. If you hold it down longer, do you get more D? And they aim. All right, we got him down to 30% with just arrows. Why not us? Why not now? What? What? Chad, is there a secret beyond this? Dark Souls 2? All right, let's get this guy. Chad, we can look, we beat Radahn, we could beat this guy with Sting. We just gotta have some patience, man. Forget the patience. We're going for the... What? Why not us? Why not now? Send him down. The good old honey hole. Jam it. There's more where that came from, Buster. Finish him. We're so back, man. We never left. We're so back, we never left. We're so back, we never left. We're so back, we never left. Like we never left. So, one of the things with the Convergence mod that you can teleport wherever you want. Ooh. Okay. So we want to go where there's a new boss. You can converge anywhere. Where's like the new coolest boss? Converge from Warren, Michigan. Oh, you can't see the options. I'm sorry. Chad, you guys, doesn't this mod have a boss rush mode? Chad, where should we go? Castle Morn? Where's Castle Morn? Why to go to Castle Morn and to go somewhere else? I'll be right back. All right, shot. Where are we going? %, no. What was no? Atlas Pleasies. Morn in Limgrave. All right. Like the transition scene to move the camera. All right, so new boss. New boss. That's chat. You cannot tell me that's not a new boss. What do you mean there's a boss bar? Oh, wait, why do we do so much D there? Holy. Bloodborne. The loathsome dung eater. Wait, he got his health back. Phase 2? Get out of there. Yo, Dex is fun. New enemy, new us. Missing out in club decks. We go Limgrave and we went East Limgrave. You're starting to realize you beat Elden Ring in one of the hardest ways imaginable. I mean, it's like when you do that much damage and then a huge chunk of damage goes away from nowhere. You know how oddly satisfying that is? Like it's like chunk D. Look at the chunk D. Look at that chunk D, man. Look at the chunk D. Give me some more. Look at the chunk D, man. I can't believe it. And it stuns him. Get out of there, kid. Get out of there. Sippy, sippy. Look at the chunk, man. That's so sietas, and it goes when it does the chunk D. Little more chunk. Where's my chunk D? We didn't get the chunk D. Is there no chunk D at the last segment? Oh, that weapon grew. The girl I love doesn't want to date me anymore, but it's been a few months and we still talk multiple hours every day. Any chance she comes around? I would not spend multiple hours a day doing that. She's been very clear in her intentions. Just looking, I know that's not what you want to hear, brother, but you're better off going to the pond. No, Nanny, no. I chunked thee. Oh, baby. Essence Physic Remnant. Wait, we get... Everywhere we teleport, there's gonna be a boss. Why not us? So if we teleport somewhere else, there's going to be another boss. Right? No, you can change your outfit without changing your armor. I didn't know that. Should be a... Yeah, we're in a boss. Jar Warrior Champion. Give me the chunky. This guy does not give chunky. All right. New moveset. Chat, what's he weak to? He's not weak to chunky. I don't know what this gives us. Nothing. He's weak to blunt damage. He's duck smoking. Oh, baby. That was a completely accidental drop that worked out perfect. I forgot we had that. Chat, how do we get more damage? S rank Cuphead when we already did it. Who was that? Was that Atlas Pleasies? That was Kaled? Great Jar Overlook. Man, so that means there's like, it's like a 20-person boss rush here. Parry into crit? How do we parry? Please never again, what?
What's popping, gamers?
All right. We should level up Vig, you know, too. We should do some explore core. We didn't get anything from that? How come they're not dropping anything? Just a flask refill? Chat, what is can we craft something that the jar is weak to? Chat, what is the jar weak to? Chat, I thought he played 400 hours of this. This is a new mod. This is a new mod. How do we craft? Remnant crafting. With the remnant crafting menu, you can use remnants to craft talismans and physics tiers. Oh, that's cool. That's Pepsi bottle, Coca-Cola glass. Can we go strength index? Strength index. What can this make? Physical attacks? Makes consecutive attacks grow stronger. Put it in the Pepsi bottle. That's cool, man. They really cooked on this. So that means the more we mash, the more D we do. Transmogrify? In this economy? Wait, we can look like whatever we want? Are we human? What is this? Oh, wait, there's got to be better Chesta down here. Give me some better Chesta. Vedrigus. So you can just put on whatever armor you want. Do you think they made some of their own armor? Wow, man. Melania's armor. That's Melania's. This is wild, man. What a mod. Oh, baby. Don't ever talk to me or whatever the heck this is ever again. Hold on. Let's put on. What are these? Let's put a something decency. What were we wearing? We had good Chesta. Man, there's some cool stuff. Vegris armor. Omen armor. We're Vegris, but hold on. Hold on. Trust me. What are these? Then look at this. Hold on. Oh, that chest is kind of weak. Hold on. Let's put on some good drip. What is this? I saw something else. I saw something else. Apply dyes. Oh.
Holy burst!
That's wild, man. We're never losing. How do we lose? How do we lose? We can't lose. Do you think Miyazaki would ever give you this level of control? No way. I kind of like that, but I kind of like that. I kind of like that this game opens it up, man. No way we lose now. All right, let's go. Kaled, Great Jar. We got to drink the Pepsi Ball. Man, this is cool. Dunk. What you gonna do, man? When Midra, the dung eater, comes after you. Okay, he's got players too. He's got players. Smash him. All right, he's got our number, chat. Chat, he's got our number. He's got our number. Chat, is there an Unga Bunga Dex weapon? At least you look cool. All right, well, we're gonna change our hat one more time. I don't. We gotta save Midra. What else was down here? That's new, right? Vergdis? Or do we transmogged our head, right? Are there any other new ones shot? Why is the tongue out? Do you know why? No, I don't know why. Divine Bird Helm. Man, they put everything in this game. All right, we'll stick with Midra. All right, we'll go one more try against this boss. We'll check out a few other ones. Play with the trumpet as a weapon. Can you do that? Look at the boost, man. That's such good boost. All right. Patience, diligence. How do you get away from that? Pump him. The heck was that noise? Don't roll into him? Okay. Oh, only the smart ones win. Oh, come try to spin again, buddy. Spin again. Come on. To the victor goes the thinker. Now we got him right where we got one shot at this. One shot at greatness right here, brother. Give me the spin. Give me some spins. Give me some spins right here. Spin me. He's smoking. Smoking terracotta. Shoot. One more spin, please. Spin me. You coward. Spin me right here. Spin me. You piece. All right, we're going to check out some of the other bosses. Only the smart ones win. He got us, man. That'd be a fun to do a boss rush of all these bosses, all the teleport bosses. Let's go Atlas Pleasies. Let's go Outer Wall Graveyard. That would be a fun little challenge. Tree bosses scale with the zone. Boss me. This guy's not new, but he's a boss. River Pig, what's up, you piece? He's taking out his own kind. This guy's parryable. Why are they attacking him? Oh, look at... That's Big D, man. That was Big D. Oh, that's a new move. That you cannot tell me that's not a new move. Take out his buddy. Is a guy in the base game like this? All right, so that's a cool little mini boss. Yeah, I think the mod's cool. Like the helmet goes out when you die. You can teleport directly to the DLC. Is that the realm of shadow? Let's check out. Let's see if, like, what the Limgrave Stormhill boss is. So there's what do you call these mini bosses? Margit. Grafted Scion. You versus the you. We win this fight. Oh, this guy's normally in like that painted room. Okay, we got a grafted sky on. Tutorial boss. That looks different. I don't remember you could see his face before. Hey, Mom, I called you yesterday, but don't say where you are because it's... Anyways. I will try 2 more. You're in the ocean. Mom. So Death Right Bird is I could see if you played Elden Ring a bunch, you would want to play through this entire mod because it's probably every twist and turn there's something new. Love you, Mom. Bye. I don't really feel that we played Elden Ring that much. There are new bosses too. Royal Gemini. Where is a new boss at? Like a new boss, not like a semi-world boss.
Didn't he beat the DLC already?
This is new DLC.
Welcome, dear customer. Yes, right this way.
Castle Morn. You played it a lot for time, but not in reality because you only had 3 playthroughs. I don't remember fighting Melania 2 other times. I remember the comet fight only because that TikTok has like 1 million views. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. I would have forgot that. Cerso's Dungeon, pull that up. I haven't summoned helpers. I don't remember that. Sorry. 2.1 million views. You can shoot them from outside the boss area. Yeah, how about this for outside the boss area? I remember this. Wow, that looks really fun. 3,500 likes. You can shoot them from outside the boss area. Many different flavors of cheese. How about this for outside the boss area? That's the only reason I remember playing Elden Ring as a caster, man. Oh, this is new. You think if we fought Midra wouldn't attack us? There can only be one. Counter for every time I say something new when it's not. But doesn't it feel new? All right, here's Castle Morn. That Castle Morn? Yeah. I mean, so they had to go through this to remove all the map fragments. So this is brand new, Castle Morn. Yeah, I'm gonna try to go where we were before to get to that boss. It's enhanced. Peeve, what's going on, man? Have you done this, Peeve? Herba. I'm waiting to see chat. Has Peeve played this? No. We're about to check out a new boss, Peeve. Don't go anywhere. By the way, can we get some easy Peeve in the chat? Peeve is the reason we started the Always On channel. How do you change your build for this mod from your Dot and build? So this was the easiest mod I've ever installed in my life. You download the file and it does everything for you. You don't have to save files. You don't have to move anything. You don't have to click anything. You know what to click. It's everything. Really appreciate it, Peeve. All right, Peeve. Peeve, I'm going to show you a new boss. Just for you. Just for you. I mean, I can't even imagine how much stuff is in this. Yep, let me show you the new boss, Peeve. Just trust me, trust me. This is the run. Take a mouthful of that. Just let him know who you're repping. That's extra D. All right, chat, where do we have to go here? I forget. We got to get on a ceiling somewhere. This way. How did we get up on the ceiling last time? Underscore? There we go. All right. Now we hug lefta. We're looking for a ramp. Am I going crazy? You fully green? Oh, Peeve. Peeve. What do you mean? All right. New boss plus plus. Is there going to be a milk wall? Drinka, drinka, drinka. You versus the you. Oh, what is this?
Your Majesty.
Shabibi! What is this? Listen to the music, Melania! Get him! We don't lose big fights. Never have, never will. Shabibi's chosen. Look at this arena, man. Trace. Welcome to the Convergence mod. It's a brand new DLC sponsored by Miyazaki and his brother, Mr. Converge. Oh, Futta. We could beat this guy, man. We could beat him. Wow. How many of the new bosses are like this? A lot of them? There's one reforged that's similar. All right, let's go. You versus the you. But please, my Melania is very sick. Oh my god. What? This is our kind of mod. He's got the bandolier on the back too. That's cinema, man. That's cinema. Most of the smaller dungeons got reworked. It's kind of BM that you lose all your health going in here. What's the lore of this? Like what? Why is that all sealed up like that? That's good, man. So we can't get in there tight. No. Why don't more mods do this? Make like unique enemies in pageantrific arenas. Lore is a frenzied flame is the world's crazy X. Because it's hard? Maybe we should probably level up, huh? Time and talent. Peeve, are you gonna check this out? Peeve, I'd be honored if you check this out. Under. Yo, you couch jockey, you made this? How did you make this? Hop in the Discord right now. Hop in the Discord. Where's the button? Get in here, Devin chat. Get in here. What's that? Make some new bosses no one's ever seen without Miyazaki's permission? You get right with me. Get in here. Couch, can I talk to you while we fight? Maybe to the mall, to the lake. Oh wait. It's okay if you can't, but I just want to say thank you for making the mod, but more importantly, you made it extremely easy to install. You know what I like to do? You know what I like to do? Import Sir So Yeet. See how long this piece would last with Sir So Yeet at the helm. What did Couch say? Anything? Yeah, hop in here. Hop in the Discord. I think we should level up and then beat him. That's really cool. That, I mean, like, we were this close. I'm saying, it's time to wrap it up. Which we are going to wrap it up, but after we beat that boss. I just, like, I'm not going to lie. I was expecting kind of like a reskinned boss, which would have been fine. But the expectations met the exhortations. Oh, that's foreshadowing. Hop in the Discord, bud. Any of the voice rooms I'll drag in. Maybe to the mall or to the lake. Oh, wait. Couch Jockey, what's going on?
Yo, how are you?
Good. You are one of the creators of this mod, huh?
Yeah, it was me and another guy named Tiger first started it, and yeah, we started it with the DS3 project first. Before we made this one.
So tell me about this. Can you turn down your speaker in the background?
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah. What do you want to know?
Like, what made you wake up one day and be like, I want to redo Elden Ring?
It was kind of like COVID happened, and everyone was kind of like, "What are we gonna do?" Like, I was on the verge of getting like a new job, and then COVID lockdown happened, and basically it was just started modding. Like, I was already a partnered streamer at the time. But yeah, I just kind of jumped back into doing streamer stuff, and it kind of grew. We were playing a different mod just for fun, like me and the like no hit run, speed run challenge community. And one of the guys in my chat was just like, "Hey, we can make a new spell or something if you wanted," and that's kind of where it started, and it just kind of grew from there.
So, what was your role in the Convergence mod? What did you do?
Well, I was kind of always like team lead, just basically coming up with ideas about what we should do and why, basically, because like I've played these Souls games for so long that it was always like in the back of my mind, like what I would like to see change. And so that's kind of how it went. And
what were some of your like pillars of things you wanted to see change?
Well, there was like a lot of quality of life stuff, but it definitely, like for Elden Ring, the big stuff was like, there was a lot of items like physic tiers and, talismans and stuff that are like build defining, that like really make your character work, but you couldn't even get until like late game. So the ability to play certain styles was sort of like stopped because of that. You couldn't be as creative. And so we really wanted to make it, first of all, more open world, but also just more creative freedom. Like, you can do whatever you want to do, and the game's going to support that.
I noticed that with the, you can transmog your armor and dye it. Are you like, when you decided to do that, you're just like, all right, man,
well,
forget Miyazaki.
Transmog's actually a different mod, not made by us. It's made by someone else, and he gave us permission to ship with it. He made a custom version of his mod for us.
I'll tell you what, I've done a lot of used a lot of mods in a lot of different games. I have to give yours the award for easiest mod to install in the history of the world. It's literally, you download a file and you install it, and that's it. You don't have to like move folders. You don't have to, what do I click on? You made it, that I felt was so rare? Like, was that intentional, or whose idea was that?
Yeah, well, so like all these mods these days run on Mod Engine 2. Like that's basically how they all run. And we just basically needed to reach out to some of the guys in the mod community and be like, hey, can we ship our mod with Mod Engine 2 in it, basically? That way we have more control sort of end to end. We're not asking players to like move files around. And it's just, I was like, why not? Like, it's so much easier. You know, all they need is one file.
So basically the Convergence mod stands on the shoulders of other mod giants, which is cool.
Oh, every mod does that. I mean, we wouldn't be able to do hardly anything without the modding community. I mean, they have built the sort of mountain that we're, absolutely standing on.
So,
yeah.
So out of like how did you go from quality of life stuff to like that brand new Midra boss we just saw? Like, how does that happen?
Well, we have a really good team. You know, I can't take a lot of credit for that stuff. You know, like anyone can come up with ideas, but our team is like really, really talented. You know, our core team and the various contributors. Like we have really talented map designers, 3D artists, textures. Like Aaron the Baron is our like art director. He does a lot of our 3D models. And then we have people do animations or edit anims, make new ones. You know, like at this point, it's just grown into something like very real at this point.
So like how many people have worked on Convergence?
Oh man, I'd say like total over the course of like several years of modding, we probably have like close to, I don't know, maybe 60 people total. But like the core team of Convergence is like less than 10 people. And then like, you know, currently, and then if you combine all the contributors, you're probably looking at slightly less than 20 people at that point.
Wow. I mean, that's like, and what's your normal job?
Streamer.
Okay.
I was a streamer first. Yeah.
Got it. So you just kind of did all this on the side.
Yeah, but now it's basically the main thing. Like I stream a lot less now, just doing, or I just streaming the mod, showing stuff off.
Oh, that's cool. And then, but here's a inside baseball question. You can't sell this, right? Right. So how do you?
We got patrons.
Oh, okay, cool. So there's a Patreon for this. Okay. So how do people that like the mod, how do they support it?
Yeah, just our Patreon is on the mod page. And yeah, that helps support the mod, absolutely.
What if people want to type it in Google? How do they find it?
I think it just pops right up. I'll post a link in chat, actually.
Okay. What about people watching this or listening to this after the fact? Like, what do you type in? Just Convergence Patreon, or is there like a company name?
No, yeah, it's just Convergence Patreon.
All right, very cool.
It's the first one, pops right up.
So, as like someone who's never seen this, and like I'm 30 minutes into it. How many, because like to me, this was the special moment. I mean, there's a lot of special moments, but when I saw Shabibi's Chosen, I'm like, okay. And you're in this fiery arena and you're like, what the heck is this? How many of these are there in the mod, if you had to say?
Well, we sort of divide new bosses into like 3 categories where we have like the tier 1, which is this like simple reskin, maybe some new visual effects. And then we have like the tier 2, which is more involved, maybe some new animations here and there. And then there's the tier 3s, which are completely new model, new moveset, new everything.
And right? where does Shabibi, is this a tier 3?
He's kind of like pushing tier 3 because he's like a brand new model, but not all of his move sets are like completely like, yeah, he's pretty much a tier 3, I would say at this point. Yeah, he kind of got iterated on a bunch of times, and like this coming patch, he's actually getting nerfed a bit. This coming patch. But yeah, so I'd say he's probably a tier 3, though we have other tier 3s I think that we're probably more proud of than him. But
really?
He is one of the cool ones. Yeah.
So all right, so how many tier 2, tier 3 bosses do you think are in the expansion or in your mod?
Let me think for a second. So
okay.
1, 2, 3. Probably getting close to around. We're pushing a dozen now, maybe a little less.
What? So like, okay, so let me ask this. I know you don't have an intended playthrough, but what's the intended playthrough? Like, how do you best experience everything this mod has to offer? Like,
okay, so the best way, the sort of thing we envision is that we weren't really expecting players to try to do literally everything in a single playthrough, right? there's like 300 something spells in this mod, for example, and there's like tons and tons of new weapons. So the idea is you pick a class, and then you have your class notes, and you sort of stick with your class, like experience everything that class has to offer between weapons, armor, spells, and you have like a progression that you go through where you're basically just beating the game, not necessarily as fast as you can, but minimally, in the sense that you don't need to explore absolutely everything.
Okay.
And then you pick another class, which will take you to different places when picking up all of your stuff. So eventually you'll experience everything just for class-based playthroughs, like several of those.
Got it. So like so each character is a different path to a different experience that you want to lead them to.
Right.
Got it.
We actually changed the way that you actually progress to the end game, like to the actual end of the game, in order to support that idea.
Okay.
So like in vanilla, it's bottlenecked where you have to like kill 2 rune holders in order to get to Lane-Del, and we kind of undid a lot of that, and instead we removed a lot of the various bottlenecks, and instead just put one big bottleneck kind of at the end that asks something of you. Basically.
Okay. So let me ask you this: what if you had to say like how long to beat a single path? Like say we're playing as the Berserker. How many hours is that path roughly intended for the average Souls player?
Oh, it's really tough for me to gauge because like I'm someone coming from like a challenge running / speed running background. So
Yeah, me
like
too.
when I go through, it's like just a couple hours basically.
Okay.
But like I don't know, like a real casual player, maybe more like I don't know, maybe 8 hours, maybe a little more, maybe a little less.
Okay, and so how if I take the Berserker, how do I follow the path that you want me to go on?
Well, like it's basically all in the class notes. You just let them guide you.
And when you say class notes, so those things that you get dropped at the beginning?
Yeah, exactly.
And you just go down that list in order?
Yeah, you can. I mean, like the weapons, obviously you don't need to like pick up all of them. Like you can just get like, whatever weapon you want to get. But like the armor sets for like the martial classes, the non-magic classes are basically like your spells. They're like the thing that's going to give you a ton of power. And so like those are like high priority basically.
Okay, so we are playing as the rogue, and I'm going to pull up the rogue notes. Where are the rogue notes under? Is it under like craft? Oh, never mind. Okay, Path of the Rogue. So you want me to open up Path of the Rogue?
Yeah, take a look in there.
Okay, so we have leather gloves, leather boots, leather armor, black hood. That's like a set, right? Is that a set of 4?
Yeah, so the way these are designed is that because we couldn't give, spells to the martial classes, what we did was we gave really powerful abilities to each one of their armor pieces that are considered for that class. And they're sort of, each armor set is sort of meant to work together as like one set, as like a system. And they have different really powerful abilities that only work if you don't have a weapon equipped that scales with interfaith. So you have to have.
Break that down for me like I'm a first grader. Say that again about interfaith.
So like there's really powerful like static abilities on all of these where like they give you more stats and more damage and stuff. But they also have supplemental abilities that say things like if you drink a red flask while wearing this, then you get some crazy buff for like 30 seconds. Or something.
What?
Yeah, but those only happen if you don't have a weapon equipped that scales with interfaith. Because if you have those equipped, then you're saying you're not martial, right?
Those are resin. Those are resin.
So they're narrowed to make sure that you're sort of playing. You have incentive to not use spells or spell-based stuff when you're using them.
Okay, can you tell me the martial classes in the game?
Yeah, so there's they're basically all the ones at the front of the list when you first look. Like I think it stops at like marksman, I think. But yeah, so it's retainer, vanguard, berserker, dreadnought, marksman, rogue, and sellsword.
Okay. So hold on, I'm gonna pull those up real quick.
I
So
don't think I missed any.
okay, give me a second so we get some visuals here. Do you have it? Well, I don't want to go there yet. Let me go. All right, so I'm looking at the class. The first one is retainer. So did you were, I'm guessing, like primarily the lead in coming up with these. So when you say retainer, like, what do you compare this to? What would you compare this class to? Or what was your goal with it?
Like that's a sword and board knight. So knights are all about like heavier armor. And so that one's the more defensive version because they tend to want to use a shield. And so there's some that are literally just shield focused. They have those crazy shield mechanics. Vanguard is your heavily armored knight, but more focused on offense. So either dual wielding or two-handed weapons, typically.
Okay. And then real quick on Retainer and Vanguard. If you play Retainer, you start in your own area, you follow a path. How similar is the path of the Vanguard? So if you start the game as Retainer and you play it and you beat it, how similar is that to the Vanguard path?
Okay, so each one has their own specific armors, which are the important thing. But they are going to have a virtually identical list of weapons because the weapons are going to have the same scaling, which their scaling is it's strength plus dex.
Okay, I got you. So these two are like similar-ish, okay? So then you have Marksman is the next martial class?
Yeah, so it's just designed to use a bow.
The whole playthrough?
Yeah.
Okay.
And bows are kind of insane in the mod right now.
Okay.
It's very good. Yeah.
All right, what about Berserker?
So Berserker is light armor but two-handed weapons. So they're essentially like the play style is kill them before they kill you. Right, so they have things to like help with poise. They have things to help with like, staggering the opponent or poise breaking them, and they do a ton of damage basically.
Okay, and then also similar question. So like Retainer, Vanguard, Marksman, Berserker. I'm like, I know the armor leads the path, but does the armor lead you to all the new bosses or not necessarily?
Not necessarily, no.
Okay,
definitely not.
Okay, so like if I'm playing Retainer and Vanguard, am I seeing all the same bosses or similar paths?
Well, so one thing we tend not to do is like we don't always gate like a powerful piece of armor necessarily behind a boss. We don't do that all the time. Oftentimes we'll just place the piece in an area, like in a dungeon, like a new dungeon or a reworked dungeon or whatever, before the boss. So that way you actually get to use it when fighting the thing.
That's cool.
And so because I always felt like it was a little lame. You have to get through the hard thing to get the payoff, and then it's like, well, what am I using this payoff on now, right? But so the idea is that technically you could go anywhere and do anything, obviously, right? But if you follow the paths, you'll kind of incidentally find yourself like in the new Lake of Rod or whatever, and then because you're there, you might as well kill the Remembrance boss that's there.
Got it.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay. So then, let's talk about the last martial classes. So we got Dreadnought. What's Dreadnought's story?
So Dreadnought's a pure tank. So the thing is, Berserker and Dreadnought are pure strength classes. The first three classes are strength plus dex, but Dreadnought and Berserker are just pure strength, and Dreadnought is your tanky pure strength. So they're not designed necessarily to use a shield. They're really just designed to tank damage, face tanking. That's what the Dreadnought's all about.
Got it. Okay. And then we got Sellsword and Rogue.
Right, so they're dex classes. Sellsword is more aggressive, and Rogue is meant to be sneaky and use critical damage. So parrying, backstabbing, riposts, things like that is for the Rogue. But the Sellsword is more just straight up, I'm going to hit you as fast and as often as I can, and they have a bunch of armors that benefit from hitting things very quickly and very often.
Okay, so Rogue wraps up the martial classes, which you martial is like melee classes.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. So then let's if you don't mind, can we quickly go over the casting ones and what like makes them special in your mind?
Yeah, that's fine. So Glint Sorcerers, you're kind of basic mage in that they don't have like status effects or like weird utility. They're like straight up int, straight up damage, but they have really powerful buffs and an emphasis on mana efficiency.
Okay.
Starcaller is interesting because they're gravity, and in the mod, all gravity damage has been converted to physical. So one thing I should mention is that every class, every spell type has been changed, and every weapon has also been changed to be purely one damage type. And the reason why is that we've actually lowered resistances across the board. There is no enemy in the mod that has greater than 50% resistance to any single damage type.
All right. Tell me that like I'm in first grade. So you remove resistances. So what does that mean?
Well, so in the base game, if you, for example, went emphasis on holy damage, then what ends up happening is you get to the end game and you can't kill anything. It's basically a brick wall build. So in order to correct that, what we did was there is no we made it so there's no monster that can resist greater than 50% of any single damage type.
Got it. Okay, so like instead of someone being able to block 90% holy, the
Correct.
best they can. Okay, I got you. Best they can do is block 50. Okay.
Right. And so the other thing is that what defines a class is basically its scaling plus its damage type. That's what essentially defines it. So Starcaller is int, pure physical, basically.
Okay.
And their sort of themes are like they have defensive buffs, but they also do like a decent amount of stagger and poise damage, and they have like kind of decent AoEs, and they like to drop meteors on things.
Is all this like gospel that you're dropping on these characters? Is it available for anyone to go watch or read anywhere? Or is this just
yeah, so we have a YouTube channel, just Convergence Mod YouTube channel, and it's I do class breakdowns on there
cool.
talking about like the different philosophies. I haven't actually gotten through the entire list yet. I'm still making them now.
Okay,
but,
well this will be like the TikTok version. All right, so what is Underworld Mage and Volcanus do?
So Underworld Mage is pure int but uses lightning damage, but they use frozen lightning. So basically the lightning from the Dragonkin soldiers. They're very tactical. They don't have a lot of long range, but they like to set up traps like landmines and slow-moving bubbles and stuff like that.
Okay.
Volcanist is int plus faith, and they use fire damage. It's all lava, and as one of the features of them is that they have big giant AoEs, but then all of their spells leave like lava along the ground everywhere. So they have a really high damage output, but they have one of the most difficult paths through the game, basically.
Volcanus is a really hard way to play, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, a hard path. Hard path?
Yeah.
Okay.
Stormcaller is int plus faith physical damage and does a ton of poise damage. That's like their whole thing. They do a ton of poise damage. They don't do as much like upfront damage, but they just generate staggers like there's no tomorrow.
Okay. That sounds fun.
They're really fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Nox Oracle, another int faith class, they use magic damage, and they have two sort of halves to the way they work. Their spell casting is more like dots, like they're going to be draining stuff slowly over time.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have some payoffs for their dots, but then they also have this sort of sub theme of like being sneaky. Like you can use a weapon and you can use darkness and stuff to break aggro, and you can sneak up and backstab stuff. And they have like a bunch of buffs to help with critical damage to try to support that playstyle as well. They have stealth mechanics, basically.
Real quick before we go to Necrodancer, someone in chat said, hey, is this compatible with Seamless Co-op, or is that an insane ask?
It absolutely is. It has been for quite a while now. We work with the maker of Seamless to make sure that our versions work well.
Very cool. Okay. So we have Necromancer and Frostwitch.
So Necro int Faith uses holy damage. So this is kind of a thing that throws people off, is that all those like ranker spells, they're all doing holy now.
Okay.
Well, another thing they do is they're actually one of the more complicated classes because they're all holy damage. Some of their spells do frostbite. Some of their spells do death blight, right? And death blight affects everything in the mod, not just NPCs. And basically what death blight does is it debuffs something so that it takes more damage for a duration and makes them more susceptible to status effects. And then they have a sub-theme of summoning. So they start out with a summoning bell, and in the mod, one of the big changes we made to spirit summons was that all of them give you a debuff. And that debuff lowers your 3 primary resources, your health, your mana, your stam.
So you can't just cheese summons without a cost.
Correct.
Got it.
However, you can summon anywhere, and you can re-summon after they die. So overall, summons are way stronger. But they have a spell that will allow them to not get debuffed when they summon stuff.
Got it.
Sort of meant to be a summoner class.
Okay. All right.
Okay, Frostwitch magic damage. They use int plus arcane, and they use frostbite obviously, but they have this sort of set play mechanic where they have a certain set of spells that build frostbite. Then they have another set of spells that deal extra damage when something is actually frostbite.
Real quick, do you know? Are you
yeah.
do you know this all off the top of your dome, or do you have like a guide next to you reading?
No, I'm just sitting. I'm just remembering.
Okay, what about the heretic?
So Heretic's physical damage, it does bleed. A
Oh.
lot of its spells build bleed up on you when you do them. They are the sort of like the only spellcaster class that is basically pure melee. They are meant to be up
Ooh.
close all the time. They have a ton of stuff to help out with their own poise, and they debuff stuff. They cause dots. They cause bleeding. They have really strong things like knockbacks and staggers, and they do a ton of bleed damage.
Okay.
Flame Prophet is kind of your typical pyromancer using like a lot of the normal flame spells from vanilla. They're just pure faith, and some of the spells that we've added like for late game are pretty strong, I would say.
Okay. Fundamentalist looks
So-
newish.
So Fundamentalist kind of has like the most spells, and one of the reasons why is that they have so many heals along with their offensive stuff. And they're pure holy, basically your typical priest. Like lots of good heals, lots of good buffs, and it's really easy to play almost any style as a fundamentalist. You can play like pure caster, you can play like hybrid paladin, or you can play like pure melee. They have it all.
Okay.
Bestial Devout just recently got a rework. So it's basically chunking rocks at things, throwing rocks and
Oh, that's
causing
cool.
earthquakes. And they have a sub theme now of Crucible. So the beast spells and Crucible spells have been combined in the mod so that they're just like one-stop shop. So they have really strong defensive capabilities as well. I think they're one of the most fun to play. They have like a lot of interesting details.
Okay. What about Dragon Cultist?
So that's pure lightning, pure faith lightning damage. Huge damage, really good range, and they have a system that we just made called the current system, which is every time you cast a Dragon Cultist spell, you gain current. It builds up. You can see it on the little buff with a number on it underneath your health bar. And some spells build current, some spells spend it. And so if you have current built up and then you use a current spender, it will deal bonus damage if it's spending current, basically.
Okay. What about Godskin?
Yeah, they're really fun. So this is, Black Flame. Now, here's the weird thing. Black Flame in the mod does holy damage, not fire damage.
Okay.
But
of course, why
all
would it
the
do
Black
that?
Flame, all the Black Flame stuff does a little dot, right, where it deals like some percentage damage. So that tends to make them one of the sort of strongest classes from the beginning to the end, is because they're constantly hitting with percentage damage. They're really good. They're really fun.
Random question. Can this mod be added on Steam Deck, or is that nearly impossible?
It can. I don't know that much about it, but there's a lot of people in our Discord who do. They know exactly how to install it.
Okay. All right, cool. And then, so we got Zealot, Initiate. We got a few more to go.
So Frenzy Zealot, fire damage, and plus faith, and they build madness, right? That's their status effect sub theme, so pretty straightforward. Blood Initiate, they do fire damage and bleed buildup, but the interesting thing about them is that all their spells also have a health cost as well as a mana cost. And the reason for that is that their spells are sort of tuned a little bit higher than everything else in a certain sense, because their bleed damage they're dealing, or the bleed buildup, is sort of extra, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and you got to, you can't just get the extra for free. There's got to be a price
Right.
to pay. Okay.
Right, but they also have like really good heals. So
Okay.
Servant of Rot. So this is like your status effect class. It's not just Rot. It's Rot, Poison, Death Blight. Like they do all kinds of status effects. And then they have some spells that'll actually like leverage them. Like they have one that's like it'll cancel status effects on things near you and give you a big heal. Like they have like ways to sort of leverage that. So it's all about statuses, basically.
Okay. Then we're down to
So
the last
Mystic-
three. Yeah.
Yeah, Mystic is they are sort of like a combination of like the ancestral spirits, like the vapor stuff, but then also they use like Mikola stuff. So like mind control and sleep. They have like a big emphasis on sleep. Sleep and mind control is basically what they do. They're one of the lower damaging classes, but they have like some of the most interesting utility, being able to like mind control opponents and put them to sleep. And they have a like one particularly cool spell called Reoccurring Nightmare, which is it's a long debuff, and every time a sleep procs on an enemy, they take a massive amount of damage, and then it cancels the sleep.
That's cool. All right. Then we got Perfumer and Prisoner.
So Perfumer is basically consumables, right? So you're going to be throwing, drinking potions, using perfumes, and chucking bombs. Like that's their whole emphasis. they're pure arcane scaling. And I would say this class is not really finished because we need to do like a whole patch of just a whole bunch of new consumables for them to really make sense.
Okay.
Like where they are now, they're fun and they're playable and they're good, but because crafting in the mod is a lot easier, you get a lot more items per craft in the mod, so you can sustain it basically.
Okay. And then last but not least.
So Prisoner is your RL1, level 1 character, starts out with nothing, specializes in nothing. It's sort of your more challenge style character.
So, all right. So let me ask you this. So when you were doing this, like did you start looking at areas of the game and be like, okay, because you can look at this and be like, you could see these characters in different areas of the game. Is that how you did it?
In terms of like deciding where they start?
No, like, I mean, like, I'm looking at Servant of Rot. Like, you could see where this character fits in the game based on, like, feel and other, environment. Like, how...
Oh, yeah. So, like, part of it was, like, the realization that there was a ton of stuff in the base game where they had a little bit of something about them. Like, I think in base game there's, like, what, like 3 lava spells total, right? And so, like, we saw that and we were just like, boy, it's almost like they're asking for us to do our thing with this game because obviously that needs to be expanded. Obviously that needs to be celebrated more. And we just kind of just did that for, like, all those things. And some of them were really small and there was hardly any information, like the Frozen Lightning thing that we had to expand into something real and give it lore and create enemies for it and all that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, so last couple of questions, because thank you so much for spending all this time and explain this. If you were to say, all right, hey, you want to pick, because I'm trying to think about, like, all right, as a streamer, like, how do I bring this to the channel in a consumable format that's fun, and different, and people are going to be like, well, yo, what is this, right? Like something they haven't seen before. From a martial class standpoint, what do you feel is the most unique, like, visual watch / entertaining to see from, like, a singular martial class? Like, what's your favorite martial class? And you got to pick one. You can't say I love them all.
Asking me to pick favorites is so tough because there's so many, like, really cool things.
All
Like,
right, all right, pick them. Put on your put on your purple streamer lenses. Pick it up from
right.
yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple things that are, like, real impressive about the class you picked here, Dreadnought, which is that their ability of stacking defense can be so impressive that you can literally just walk in and face tank Consort Radahn and just laugh that he just, like, can't do anything. Like, if you really, like, double down on defense, then that's, like, what they're made for, basically. And so, like, that's really fun. Personally, for myself, like, my favorite martial is actually Rogue because I really like being sneaky and I love getting parries and crits. That makes me really happy.
Got it. And then who's the martial that can do the most D? Like, just the way it's designed to do the most D.
Okay, so I think the highest DPS is actually Sellsword, but they have the sort of least control over it. Like, they're not going to be getting staggers a lot of the time, right? They just but, like, when you're just mashing, they're insane.
Okay. And then final question for you. So, like, you've put a lot of time, thought, and effort into this. Do you have, like, an end dream goal of, like, all right, hey, like, this was cool and I'd like to do this next? Like, what's next? Or, like, a dream project for you?
This will likely be the final Convergence mod because we're going to start on an original project after this.
Is it going to be your own Souls-like?
I can't really talk about it right now.
I mean, but one would assume, based on world first announcements here, that maybe it's your own Souls-like.
Could be. It's possible.
All right. No, this is very cool. I mean, like, I think, like, and you would say probably the average playthrough, just say, is like 10 to 20 hours of one of these lineages if you just stay on the path.
Yeah.
So, like,
I think so.
So for this character, let me ask you, just I want to be super clear. So, like, I would go to Path of the Dreadnought, and I would go to all these locations.
Yeah, so, like, what I tend to do is I just target one armor set, and I just go for that, and then I go, like look through the weapons, figure out which one I think is going to be sweet, go and check it out. If it's not sweet, go to the next one, whatever, until I settle on one, and then I just do the run like that, right? So it's almost like armor set by armor set rather than class by class in some ways, but it's also cool to pick up all the armor sets and then figure out the same thing like you're doing with weapons. Like I like this style more than I like that style.
Got it. So let's say I go after Lionel. I go to Summon Water, I go to Lendel, I go to the Catacombs, I go to Deep Root Depths. Where do I go after that? How do I know where to go?
Well, so then it's just beat the game basically, right? At that point, you know, and so the way you beat the game in the mod is through Keystones of the Forge. I don't know. Have you seen? You probably haven't been introduced to that mechanic yet.
No.
But basically, Remembrance bosses drop Keystones of the Forge, and you need 5 Keystones in order to actually burn the Erd Tree.
Okay.
And so there's tier 1 legacy dungeon bosses. So those are ones in Castle Morn, in Stormvale, in Raya Lucaria, and in Caria Manor. Those are all the tier 1s, and they all drop Keystone of the Forge 1. But once you've gotten one, you can't get a second one. You're just going to only ever get one. And then there's a Keystone 2, Keystone 3, Keystone 4, and so on.
Okay. Let me lob this at you and tell me if I understand. So after you get your armor set, then you have to get 5 keystones: a key 1, a key 2, a key 3. They're different leveled, but there's like just say 5 places you can get a key 1, 5 places you can get a key 2, 5 places you can get a key 3. Da 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 da. So you get those. Is that correct? Like you have multiple places where you can get the level key that you need.
Right. So that way a single playthrough can be a totally different path than your next. And so it just keeps it fresh from each character playthrough.
Got it. So you go gear, you go 5 keys. After you get the 5 keys, then you burn the Erd Tree.
Yeah, and once you get to the forge, it'll actually tell you if you're missing any keys and where you can find the ones you're missing.
Okay. Then after you burn the Erd, then it's end game and it like handholds you what to do.
Well, once you burn the Erd Tree, so you no longer get teleported to Farum Azula when you burn the Erd Tree. You actually have to go to Farum Azula first, because Malekith holds a keystone. And so when you burn the Erd Tree, you just immediately go to Ashen Capital, and that's all that's left at that point.
Okay. And then once you get to Ashen Capital, then like here's my concern as a streamer. I'm playing this. I don't know where the heck I'm going. And like neither does chat for this. But so if we do this, gear 5 keys, burn the Erd Tree, Ashen is the end.
Mm-hmm.
Then or it's gonna lead us to the end and we're gonna know what to do.
Yeah, if you want, I can tell you which keystone bosses are what, so you can kind of plan it if you want.
Is that available online anywhere?
I think it's right now. I mean, our wiki is being made right now, and it'll actually be live like very soon. It'll be public very soon. But for the time being, I think all that is just on the Discord.
All right, yeah. Hit me with where can I get the tier 1 keys at?
Okay, tier 1 keys are Stormvale, Castle Morn, Raya Lucaria, and Caria Manor.
Okay. And let me ask this: of those 4, we know Castle Morn has a tier 3 boss. Are any of those other places tier 3s?
Well, pretty much everything has been changed somewhat, even if it's not like completely overhauled. Though, if I was gonna pick one for a stream, then you're already in Castle Morn because you can see the extent of the rework.
Okay.
Right. And so like that, and also Caria Manor, total rework, huge rework.
Okay. All right. So let's go key 2s.
So that's Starscourge Radon, Astel, Rykard, I think, and a new boss who's in Shifra in Underground.
Okay, so of those, you'd recommend we go Underground?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and does chat know how to get? Does chat know how to get there, or is it a new thing?
So just go like you're going to the Mimic tier. That's what I would say. And you can actually... Oh, do you know about the minor Erd Trees?
Yes, if you get there, you can teleport anywhere, right? You fight...
Right, so the quickest way is just go to Nokron from a minor Erd Tree.
Okay, chat, I hope... I'm writing this down, but I hope someone knows. Okay, what about key 3?
So that's Moog, Melania,
Ooh.
Fortisax, and Placidusax.
Okay, we're not doing the sacks. I can tell you that. Is okay. We're definitely going to Melania. Okay. All right. What about key 4?
I would actually recommend Fortisax because there's nothing preventing you from fighting him now. All you have to do is just get through Deeproot, and Deeproot is all new.
Yeah, but the dragons are snoozy. I'm sorry.
The dungeon's sweet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what about 4?
And so only Morgott holds the 4th.
Oh, okay. And can you spoil? Is it a T2 or T3 or is it a T1?
What?
Morgott.
Which? Oh, he's basically the same. He has like some slight adjustments.
Okay.
We have a little bit more adjustment happening for the coming patch.
Okay. And then what about key 5 is Malkabeth?
It's Malekith, yeah, in Fair Missoula.
All right. So if we do this run, you'd say it's probably like 10 to 20 hours, roughly, somewhere in there.
I mean, I don't know. You've done a lot of gaming. You'll probably get through it a lot quicker.
Okay. That's really cool. I mean, this is pretty amazing. And here's the thing though, like it's really like after talking to you, it's very digestible. But there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, we have actually probably the biggest patch we've ever made is coming very, very soon.
Like soon, like I should wait a couple weeks before I do this, or it's gonna be long.
I mean, it's up to you because I can't. I don't know exactly when it's gonna happen, but we are working on it as fast as we can, basically.
Very cool. Couch, is there anything else you want people to know about the mod or anything you do where we can send people?
I mean, just come check out the Discord, check out the Patreon, you know. That's really it, you know, like just the basic mod stuff. We definitely have like a lot of people in our Discord and we're always really happy to have more. So
and then how do we chat, how do we put up his channel so people follow it? It's Couch Jockey on Twitch. I forget what it's called. It's like it puts you in like a highlight in Twitch. What is that called? You know what I'm talking about? Shout out. Yeah. Okay, shout out. This is so cool. Hey, I really appreciate you coming on and explaining this. And I think this is going to be, I mean, we're definitely going to do a run for sure and go through the 5 keys. But thank you so much for explaining it and also taking the time to make this. This is pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah, man. No worries at all. I appreciate you. Because most people, you know, they're just like, hey, Devin chat, sweet, and that's it. So appreciate that.
Oh, well, I mean, it's like clearly a lot of hard work went into this and, you know, there's only so much you can do, but I'm just telling you, like, you breaking it down is like a first grade, like, level to digest it. Because I know there's a lot of people who have a lot of Elden Ring knowledge, but, like, you made this mod in a way that it seems like you can play it as almost like different chapters, right? Like, and it's really cool. I think it's super thoughtful of how you designed it.
Yeah, thanks. Really appreciate it.
You don't have to
trying
answer.
to get more replayability.
Yeah, you don't have to answer this question. But chat wants to know how tall you are.
I mean.
You don't have to answer.
Metric or.
I
only know freedom units.
Yeah, freedom units.
5'7".
Okay. Awesome, man. Well, Couch, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. Thanks for popping in.
Yep.
All right, see you, man.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Chat. I'm never going to ask anyone that question again, by the way. Just so you know. That was the last time we're going to ask anyone. Why BM him after he was so nice? Are you okay? So I think like this could be like a cool way to like slice in a chapter of Elden Ring. It's a weird question. It came from you, didn't come from me. Chat, look at yourself. The people that, oh, let me scroll up. Fruit bad. Oh, it's pretty much just one person just being really loud. All right. But yeah, chat, why in chat if you'd watch like a chapter run, like we play one character through the 5 keys. Y in chat if you'd watch it, and in chat if no. Because I think it's not like a 400-hour commitment. It's like a probably 12-hour commitment. And as long as we know where to go and we'll have on the screen like, all right, here's where we are. Here's what we have to do next. Yeah. No, it'll be like non-suffer. That'd be cool. That's awesome, man. This is like, you just don't know what you don't know, you know? I know, seeing the custom bosses. Melvin Yeet and the Legend of the 5 Keys. That's pretty good. I mean, like, realistically speaking, the path is New Midra, Underground, Melania, Margat, Melkabeth, and then whatever Couch Jockey has cooked up for the end. Yeah, for sure. Almost like a Hob checklist. That's cool, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, look, here's my thoughts. If like he and his team built all this, you don't even you don't even have to guess. Like, you know, the game that he makes is going to be good. Sure, that's an incredible amount of pressure, but
thank you for the donation.
That's awesome.
Acquiescence.
Sneaky Beagle. Tipped $3. Favorite part of that whole thing, you'll beat this faster than 12 hours. Wait till he get hits with that dang life realization, severe lack of dial, and all of the underscore.